Alright, good Thursday afternoon. Meteorologist Gracie Morris here again with another update this afternoon. Things are still looking fairly similar as they were this morning. Thankfully, no severe weather threat today, but of course, as we head into Friday and Saturday, that changes for us. There's still some disturbed weather, though, up to areas really to our east now, but this morning it was in the northern tier of our state. We saw reports of hail even in northern Alabama, parts of eastern and central Arkansas, and those storms are firing up again now in South Alabama and close to the Florida Panhandle. Some severe thunderstorm warnings currently ongoing, but thankfully we're not going to see those strong storms today. Certainly a muggy afternoon, though. We're already seeing those clouds begin to break up. Temperatures still in the mid 70s, and notice that dew point temperature in the mid 60s now. Of course, once we see that number go past 60 degrees, we start to feel the moisture in the air, feeling very soupy outside. Winds are coming in from the south and west at 3 miles per hour, so this is all going to really fuel the environment for those storms to develop tomorrow night at the earliest. Of course, that continues into the weekend, but today things are quiet, still making it to the low 80s across the region. 82 in Jackson, Yazoo City, topping out around 81. We could be in the mid 80s, though, down further to our south in the Pine Belt. Certainly warm for this time of the year. We'll see full sunshine right before the sun goes down, and then clouds increasing ahead of course, our next weather maker. That will bring more widespread impacts, I think, to central and south Mississippi late Friday night, but then it is likely we see those impacts Saturday across the board. So tonight we drop into the 60s nearly across the region. Some areas could see the upper 50s, but really warm whichever way you slice it. Some positive news, though. There is a total lunar eclipse tonight, and if you want to go out and look at it around 1:20 in the morning, and that will be when it begins, and then 1:58 will be the maximum total lunar eclipse, but the clouds may keep you from seeing that at all, so just if you're interested, maybe go out and peek, see if you can view that. Otherwise, we of course are going to turn our attention to the storms developing. Again, this is our high resolution model. We're going to keep an eye on this over the next couple of days, but as we hone in on the timing, things are looking consistent between our models. This one is more of the aggressive model so far. Friday night shows some of these storms. This is very conditional, so if these storms do start to pop up, they certainly can and will become severe, producing damaging winds, possibly tornadic development, and even some hail. But the question is, are they going to pop up? Are we going to have that development? So this is our high resolution, and it does show them around 7, 8 o'clock starting to fire up. And notice as we headed closer to the midnight hour, we could even see some rotation up north of Interstate 20. This will likely be east of Interstate 55 if we see those impacts on Saturday morning, and I'm talking really overnight Friday, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully you're going to be keeping your alerts on. Most people are heading to bed around that time, but nighttime events like that are usually more dangerous. As we head into Saturday morning, that's our second round we're watching, and the more potent and widespread round that we're going to be tracking. Still, though, don't want to downplay Friday's event because we have a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk overnight Friday into early Saturday for all modes of severe weather, damaging winds, tornadoes, and large hail. But this is our day 3 outlook, so this doesn't happen very often. It's rare to issue this high of a risk 3 days out, but that's just unfortunately how our environmental conditions are looking. The parameters are there to see those storms develop and become strong pretty quickly. So that's why a level 4 moderate risk has been issued. Unfortunately, that includes the entire metro. Jackson, Madison, Hinds County, Rankin County, all the way through Copiah and Simpson County, down to Pike and Walthall, as well for the Pine Belt. Now, some folks are under that level 3 enhanced risk still. That includes majority of Warren County, our Delta, and areas like Western, Claiborne, Jefferson, and Adams County. But whichever way you slice it, that's still a very elevated threat. So everyone will be under the gun for these storms. We'll see tornadoes likely, some of which could be strong. and long track as well. Damaging winds also a big likelihood for us. So here's our in-house model. Again, this is not the as aggressive model as the high resolution for at least Friday night storms, but Saturday, pretty confident that this is what's going to play out for us. So we'll take you through this. Friday morning, we could already see some showers beginning to pop up, but it's not till late Friday afternoon into the evening hours, really 6, 7 o'clock, that I think we could see some storms develop. Most of this holding off till early Saturday morning. This is the graph model showing it about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, again in our eastern counties where those ingredients are the best. But Saturday morning, notice more storms forming back to our west, and as we head into the mid-morning and the afternoon, things really start to fire up. These storms are looking robust. They could begin to rotate, and as you take a look kind of at the structure of these cells, this is what we call discrete supercells, and within those notches, that's where we could see the rotation. And if these storms start to begin to form and become tornadoes, then that's why, unfortunately, the environmental conditions are pretty favorable. These could be stronger tornadoes. That's why we're trying to get you to come up with your plan now, have your safe spot, have your alerts on, and have multiple ways to get those alerts. Here's 3:30. We're still seeing those impacts from Rankin County down to Pike and Walthall County, but it's shifting to the east of Interstate 55 by I think 5 and 6 o'clock, and moving into the Pine Belt. So by 6 and 7, I think the threat around the metro comes to an end, but we're still seeing those storms lingering in our southeastern counties. It's not completely out of here and out of the Pine Belt until about 8 and 9 o'clock. Again, we're still 3 days out. Timing can change slightly, so don't take that as the gospel right now, because we could see that change a little bit over the coming days. And this is our thunderstorm fuel, so convective, allowing potential energy, basically our instability, what we need for these storms to form. Notice it's high even as early as Saturday morning and heading into the afternoon, staying very elevated, and those ingredients begin to shift to the east of Interstate 55 late Saturday night. That's when our threat will come to an end. Rainfall totals close to 2 and 3 inches. I think some areas could see higher amounts in localized areas as well for some of those stronger thunderstorms. So to wrap it all up, we'll finally see some improving conditions on Sunday, mostly sunny conditions as well as seasonal temperatures. And we start that warming trend again next week. St. Patrick's Day, an absolutely beautiful start to the work week. And we'll see chances of rain picking up again Wednesday, but overall next week looks pleasant and warm.